Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a book haul. And I'm sure, as you can see by the little intro clip I did, there's a lot. I do have a shopping problem. So overall, this is the Amazon Prime day sales, pre-orders that I've had for over like a year, books that were gifted to me, book of the month books, and just books I've collected over the past couple months. I do think I'm officially saying that I'm going to go on a book buying ban, just because one of my goals this year was to really get down on my physical TBR. And I'm really interested to know that if I fully concentrate on my physical TBR, how many books I can knock off. So as of right now, I'm going to say I'm going to go on a book buying ban till September. They're the end of September or the beginning. I'm leaning more towards the end, but then I know fall books start to come out at the beginning. So we'll see. We'll see how many books I am actually able to read by the beginning of September. And if I think it's enough, maybe I'll let myself buy a couple for like fall and Halloween, because it is my favorite season. So I definitely want to read some of the upcoming releases for that. But once again, these all weren't purchased at once. I don't have that kind of money by any means. These were, a lot of them were pre-orders that have been done over the past year or so. And then I've got a couple that were from the Amazon sale, and then a couple that were gifted to me. Oh, and while on the book buying ban, I am allowed to buy books for book club, the book exchange that I do with my friend, book of the month, probably just because they charge you and I'll get charged for it anyways, or if I don't find anything super interesting on it, I might just save the credit. I am allowing myself, if Afterlight releases the True Love Experiment, I will buy that. But other than that, no more buying books. So without further ado, let's get into this haul. So first, I'm going to go over the manga that I ordered. I know all of the ones that I ordered were from the Prime deal. So I got, oh my gosh, how do I even? Books 1 through 4 of the Romantic Killer series. So we have, this is what 1 looks like, 2, 3, if it'll focus, and 4. What the Romantic Killer series is about is a high schooler, Anzu Hashino, has a great life. Every day she plays video games, picks out on snacks, and pets her beloved cat. But this blissful existence is turned into a confusing mess when a magical creature transports her to an altered reality, full of her favorite things. Now she's stuck with hot guys instead. How can she possibly survive in such an awful world? And it's basically she has to play through this alternate reality and get help from the people and the characters in this to go back to her normal existence. But it's just a short Japanese comic series, and I was really interested in it, and I wanted to pick up some more since I've been reading Maid Sama. I did get this as a deal. It was buy one, get one, so I only paid for technically 2 of the books. Next manga set that I ordered is Kami-sama Kiss, and I went ahead and ordered some of these, and they're not all in order, but I already had books 1 through 4, so I went ahead and picked up only the ones that were on sale. So the ones, and these were all like $3 each, so I just snagged them while they were on sale. So I got number 5. 6 hasn't come yet, it got delayed. So I have 7, 8, and 9. And that series, I think there's over 24 books, so I'm not in a rush to buy them all or anything like that. I'll just buy them as they like slowly come on sale. So we're gonna switch gears a little, and now we're going to go over hardcover books that I have gotten. So I do have an Owlcrate subscription, and this is what I got. This is Threads That Bind by Kika Hatsapolo. They always do the prettiest editions of books, so this just has a clear cover to go over it, and then the hard looks like that. And every book that they send is signed and has like a little note in it to the reader from the author. And I will just read the quick blurb. It says, descendants of the fates are always born in threes. One to weave, one to draw, and one to cut the threads that connect people to the things that they love and to life itself. The Aura sisters are no exception. The youngest uses her fate-born abilities as a private investigator in the half-sunken city of Alant. Her latest job leads to a horrific discovery. Somebody is abducting women, maiming their life threat, setting the resulting wraths loose in the city to kill. To find the culprit, she must work alongside Adi Runa, the right hand of the infamous Mob Queen, and the boy with whom she shares a rare fate thread linking them as soulmates before they've even met. So it does sound like there's a little romance in this, which makes me excited. I like fantasy, but it's so much easier for me to read it if there's even a hint of romance. Like, I just need little crumbs of it. And then next I got Foul Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong, and I got the Bookish Box edition, which is so pretty. I thought about getting the other one, the original, but then I saw this one pop up and it is just so pretty. Here's the spine, or the edges, sorry. And then if you take that off, it has one of the characters on the actual book, and then all that. And then here's character art on the inside. Once again, it is signed since it's a special edition. I know that this has to do with spies, and I'm not even gonna lie, a TikTok video is what sold me on this, on originally getting the book, not the special edition, but the book itself. Because it was talking about they were in a car chase and how she has to shoot out his window while he drives. So she like sits on his lap and she's shooting while he's driving. And it gave me Mr. and Mrs. Smith vibes. I was like, yes, I need that. I need all of that. Fake marriage trope, I'm already in, I'm already sold. And I did have a friend that read this and she loved every minute of it. So I'm very, very hopeful for this one. Next, I have two books that I got from Book of the Month, and they both are by Catherine Senner, who I just read The Bodyguard by her not too long ago, and I love that. So the second I saw these as options, I went ahead and snagged them. I got Hello Stranger, and I got What You Wish For. That says, love isn't blind, it's just a little blurry. This is about Sadie Montgomery, who is basically she's in the midst of achieving all of her dreams, and then she ends up in the hospital basically with what is basically her becoming blind. And it kind of talks about how she's coping with that and everything that she's going through and figuring out her life from there. And then What You Wish For is about a school librarian and then a school principal who I believe used to date or used to know each other. And I believe it's like a second chance romance from what I'm understanding. But I am super excited for this. I like the premise of like two school teacher characters like having to see each other again. Next, I got Yellowface by R.F. Kong. And I got this because it is a book club read for this month. So you will probably also see this on my wrap up. I believe it is about two authors who are friends, and they're basically both planning to kind of like rise together. So Athena dies in an accident in June, basically steals Athena's work that she's worked on, which was about the unsung contributions of Chinese laborers during World War I. And all she does is edit it, and then she sends it out and claims it as her own. It's stealing essentially Athena's work. It says, but June can't get away from Athena's shadow. And emerging evidence threatens to bring June's stolen success down around her. As June races to protect her secret, she discovers exactly how far she will go to keep what she thinks she deserves. I'm definitely intrigued to read this, and I think it will be a really good story. And the last of the hardcovers that I'm going to show that I got is I pre-ordered this over a year ago and they are beautiful, but I got special editions of the Off-Campus series by L. Kennedy. They were done by the Bookish Box and they are beautiful. So we have The Deal, which is very nice, very reflective. And then it has like the number, the jersey number on it. And then if you open it, there's these little designs. The first one is signed and then the rest are like digitally signed. And then once again, the jersey number and then character art. So this is Garrett's. Then we have The Mistake, which is Logan and Grace's book. Here's the edge, and then I will go ahead inside. Beautiful. Then we have Dean and Allie's book, which is The Score. Once again, pretty color. Jersey number. The inside. And then, so pretty. I cried when I first got this and opened it. I loved this series so much. And then we have The Goal, which is Tucker and Sabrina's book. I really like the color of this one. I am super happy with how they came out and I love them and I need to find a special shelf to put them on. Next I have The Boyfriend Candidate by Ashley Winstead. And then I have Miss Nash's Ashes by Sarah Adler. These are both books that were gifted to me by my friend and we do a monthly exchange, so these are the past two. So Miss Nash's Ashes is two love stories decades apart, one chance to prove love is worth a ride. I'm excited for this one. I think it is supposed to be sad. I'm not 100% on that. So, but it does look like a good summer read, so I'm excited. Me saying so a million times, I'm sorry. And then The Boyfriend Candidate, which is, as a shy school librarian, Alexis Stone is comfortable keeping out of the spotlight, but when she's done for being too meek, she decides she needs to change. And what better way to kickstart her more adventurous life than with her first one-night stand. Enter Logan, the gorgeous foul-mouthed stranger she meets at a hotel bar. Logan is Alexis' opposite, and boy do opposites attract. Just as she's about to fulfill her hookup wish, the hotel catches on fire in a freak lightning storm. In their rush to escape, Logan is discovered carrying her into the street where people are waiting with cameras. Logan promptly and shockingly flees. I am super excited for this one. I was threatened to read this one immediately, so I will hopefully read it immediately. We'll see. Then I got the fourth book in the Chestnut Springs series, which is Reckless by Elsie Silver. I also got these little sheets that come in and they're signed. But it's Reckless is Theo and Winter's book, and Theo is a bull rider and Winter is Summer's sister from the first book. And I believe in this book, Winter is in the middle of getting divorced, or she just finished her divorce. And then Theo is kind of Rhett's prodigy for bull riding. I love this cover, and I know she just announced book 5, which is View's book, and I am very excited for that one. That might be my other exception to a pre-order. And then I pre-ordered this, so I got You with View by Jessica Joyce. And it did come with goodies, because I did pre-order it. Look at that character art. I'm really bad about if there's a like pre-order where you can get it signed or like book art with it. I'm like, yep, take my money. This is two former high school enemies must reunite for a road trip inspired by their grandparents' broken engagement in this electric debut romance. So it's enemies to lovers. Sign me up. Enemies to lovers is probably my favorite trope, and then maybe fake dating or forced proximity. Then on the pre-order signed edition train, I got Business or Pleasure by Rachel Lynn Solomon, and then The X-Talk by Rachel Lynn Solomon. So I know Business or Pleasure did come with some art and it is signed. So there's the artwork for it. And then it is signed. A ghostwriter and a struggling actor help each other on the page and in the bedroom in this steamy romantic comedy. So they are both kind of struggling with their career pursuits, and then they try to help each other, and then they form a connection from that. And then the X Talk, which is public radio co-stars navigate mixed signals in this sparkling romantic comedy debut. It's basically, I think they fake being exes on this. Yeah, they fake being exes, I believe, on this radio show. Viewers like how their banter came across or something like that, so the radio puts them together, and from then on they have their own little show and they like sell themselves basically as exes. Debating topics, I believe. Could that be completely wrong? Yes. Another pre-order that I got was Cruel Summer by Morgan Elizabeth. And it's supposed to be Mean Girls inspired, which is enough for me to buy it immediately. This is book number 2 in her Revenge series. Book 1 was 'Tis the Season for Revenge. I gave that 5 stars, so I have high hopes for this. Also, Mean Girl vibes plus Taylor Swift. Like, how could I not? Okay, and continuing on the pre-order train, I got Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. I have been seeing this everywhere, and it is a cowboy romance, and I love this cover. And it's, she's off limits, but he's never been good at following the rules. This is, I believe, brother's best friend. She gets an injury and she has to come back home and recover, and there she meets her brother's best friend, who he was his child, his best friend as well, but they didn't really have feelings for each other at all then. But now that she's come back and she's grown and they're both grown up, there is like a chemistry bonding there. I think she just announced the second book too. Don't remember. I think it releases in October or November maybe. And the last and final pre-order that I had was Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. And it is about rival physicists collide in a vortex of academic feuds and fake dating shenanigans in this delightfully STEMinist rom-com from New York Times bestseller and author of The Love Hypothesis and Love on the Brain. I know there's a big debate about how Ali Hazelwood writes and about how it's kind of gotten the same structure for her past books. And I'm here to tell you that I in fact do not care. It could be the same exact thing and I will read it every time because it works and it is fantastic. So we are finally done with pre-orders and everything else was just normal. Once again, these are purchases over a couple months. So next up we have Daddy's Angel by K.A. Knight. This is a book club pick that I will be reading this for this month, so you will probably see it in the wrap-up. I did look for an alternate cover, even though there's not really like a man on here. There is kind of, I don't know if you can see like his shirt and chest a little bit, but I will read the back on this one because it is quick. I never wanted to need him, but when my boyfriend cheats on me, I decide to get a little revenge by sleeping with his father. Tyler, Mr. Phillips, the silver fox that fills my fantasies and has been off limits until now. Our one night together turns into more than we could ever imagine. But when real life explodes into our torrid romance, can we handle what it brings? Hearts are broken, lives are ruined, but if we can survive the world pulling us apart, we just might have a chance at a happily ever after. I am excited to read this, but I was informed that it is a lot like Katie Roberts' Your Dad Will Do. So we'll see. I did enjoy that one, but I hope that they're not too similar for me. And then I got Rock Bottom Girl by Lucy Score, and I believe this is a soccer romance. Yeah, it says, what happens when a fake relationship gets a little too real between the sheets? Desperate for a new start, Marley accepts a temporary position as a PE teacher and soccer coach. Can the girl band from all future Culpeper High homecomings keep the losingest girls soccer team in the history from killing one another and prevent carpal tunnel syndrome in a bunch of phone-clutching gym students? Maybe with the help of Jake Weston, high school bad boy turned sexy good guy. The tattooed track coach, dog dad, and teacher of the year becomes her new fake boyfriend and alibi for a price. The deal? He'll teach her how to coach if she teaches him how to be in a relationship. I am very excited for this. I did snag this on a Prime deal, so I think it was like $4 maybe 5. I love the cover. I definitely wanted to get the new one since Bloom redid it. I like this one a lot better. Next, I got Beautiful Graves by L.J. Shen. I love this cover. It says, scarred by guilt, carved by tragedy, healed by love. They say first loves are oftentimes the end of one's innocence. Those words couldn't ring true for Evelyn Lawson, whose first brush with romance came with a heartbreak, and the thing that seems to love to follow everywhere she goes, death. After a great tragedy, Evelyn loses all she cares about, her dreams, her family, and her soulmate, Joe. Guilt-ridden, she decides to isolate herself in Salem, Massachusetts. A shell of a woman she once was, she takes her days one at a time, careful not to allow herself the joy she believes others in life were robbed of. But when the mystery handsome Dominic storms into her life, it becomes more difficult to stay in solitude. Dominic is different, adventurous, joyous, with lust for life and a passion to make her his. I am very excited for this, although I think it's going to be a little bit of a sadder one, especially if you have to relive any of the tragedies she's went through, which I'm sure you do, for her like future to be explained. And then on another one of the Prime deals, I got Misfit and Rogue by L. Kennedy. I am still on my L. Kennedy kick. I need something that reaches the off-campus series for me, so I'm hoping this starts, because this is the start of her prep novel series. Misfit is the first book, and then Rogue is the second book. This is about the headmaster's daughter, and then I believe the bad boy of the school. And then this is about Casey, who after a car wreck nearly cost her life, she kind of is in the shadows now of the school. She's trying not to be noticed until the school's golden boy notices her, and then they go from there. Then I have The Chemistry of Love, which was another Prime deal by Sarah Wilson. Workplace romance, and it's a chemist and her boss. I believe they basically have to like fake a relationship to get something to do with like publicity or drawing a crowd for like this new product that they came up with. And then another Amazon Prime deal was The King of Battle and Blood and Queen of Myth and Monsters by Scarlett St. Clair. King of Battle and Blood is the first book, and then this is the second book. It's basically to end a years-long war. She has to marry the Vampire King, and I believe that is them getting married, and then their story extends into this, which is after she's been crowned queen. And then I have Dating You, Hating You by Christina Lauren. I love this cover. Once again, I believe this cover was redone. I think it was originally had people on the front. Everyone knows that all's fair in love and war, but these two will never learn that sabotage is a dish best served naked. Despite the odds stacked against them after an embarrassing meet awkward at a mutual friend's Halloween party, Carter and Evie immediately hit it off. Even the realization that they're both high-powered agents at competing firms in Hollywood isn't enough to squash the fire. But when the two agencies emerge, causing the pair to vie for the same position, all bets are off. What could have been a beautiful, blossoming romance turns into an all-out war of sabotage. And then I have Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldry. And I believe this is a high fantasy novel. It says, after a lifetime of bounties and bloodshed, Viv is hanging up her sword for the last time. The battle-weary orc aims to start fresh, opening the first ever coffee shop in the city of Thun. But rivals, old and new, stand in the way of success, not to mention the fact that no one has the faintest idea of what coffee actually is. If Viv wants to put the blade behind her and make plans a reality, she won't be able to go it alone. But the rewards of the uncharted path are the travelers you meet along the way. And whether drawn together by ancient magic, a flaky pastry, or a freshly brewed cup, they may become partners, family, and something deeper than she could have ever dreamed. I'm very excited for this. I've heard really good things. Me saying I'm excited about every single book I've shown so far, but if I wasn't excited about it, why would I buy it? So the next books are a little different than everything I've shown on here so far. I believe these are all nonfiction books, and they all have to do with traveling. Anyone who knows me in person knows that I am a big traveler, and if I had money, you would probably never see me. Like, I want to travel the world so bad. So I will just go over the names. I won't go over the details because, like I said, every single book is about traveling, and then these people, how they went through the travels and everything they traveled and saw and stuff like that. So I got Wanderlust, A Love Affair with 5 Continents by Elizabeth Eves. I have Confessions of a Middle-Aged Runaway, an RV trailer adventure, and I really love this cover. That was by Heidi Liaison. The Lost Girls, 3 Friends, 4 Continents, and 1 Unconventional Detour Around the World. That's Jennifer Baggett, Holly C. Corbett, and Amanda Presner. Then I have The Part-Time Adventurer, Stories of Adventure, Skills, and Lessons Learned by Colby Farrow. And then I have What I Was Doing While You Were Breeding, a memoir by Kristen Newman. I did see someone rate this that I know, and they gave 5 stars. And then How Not to Travel the World, Adventures of a Disaster-Prone Backpacker by Lauren Jolliffe. And that is the end of this haul. If you guys made it through this, which I'm sure it is long, I haven't even edited it yet, but I know just by filming it that this is going to be long. But if you made it through, I appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.